Okay, listeners, I'm afraid Nathaniel has shown me something really, really stupid.
Action! If we're gonna make it like a true survivor. So, I showed him this amazing movie called Kung Fury, and he fights the Kung Fuhrer in Nazi Germany in 19 something. It's beautiful. It's amazing.
Okay, for some context, I was having a very interesting day. I just got off of a night shift, went to sleep,
And then it went all downhill.
and then Nathaniel showed up for the recording, and it's like, have you seen Kung Fury? And I'm like, no. And
Action!
then he shows me Kung Fury, and I'm like, what? Just why?
Beautiful. Like there's this one part where he gets hacked back in time too far, and he meets these laser raptors and these Vikings with miniguns. They call down Thor from the heavens, and he goes forward in time, and it's beautiful. And gosh, the entire thing is just amazing. I highly recommend watching it. It's only a 30-minute video on YouTube.
My issue is that I have zero suspension of disbelief. So when I see this sort of thing, it's like, why? Now let's compare this kind of stupid thing to something like Pacific Rim.
It was way better. Like, okay, Pacific Rim, it's like they had tons of CGI. The storyline was not really great, but they had good robots, fighting and monsters from the sea. But other than that, it was just like a mediocre storyline. But with Kung Fury, it was like the entire purpose of it was to be epically stupid. Like, there's this part where there's this explosion in the background, but then the main character does the splits right in front of the explosion. So the thing is, it's not meant to be taken seriously, which is why it's so amazing. With Pacific Rim, or other movies that are any caliber of mainstream, they're all completely serious and not that sarcastic, which is what makes them, less than okay, which is Kung Fury is just amazing because it's supposed to be that stupid, which is why it's amazing. It's like Monty Python on steroids with more CGI.
I wouldn't say it's Monty Python on steroids.
That's true.
Because this is more like a 90s action comic film that's like really dumb and stupid.
Absolutely
whereas
perfect.
Monty Python actually has a little bit of, direction.
Not really.
And it's like
God comes out of the heavens like halfway through the movie. And it's like, hey, you should go get the Holy Grail. And they're like, okay. And they never find it. No, there's no direction in Monty Python movies.
They did find it. Remember? The guy already had one.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you going to give it to us? No, now go away. I shall taunt you a second time.
I told him we already got one.
Oh, my gosh. I love that movie. It's amazing.
It's not a matter of where it grips it. It's a matter of weight ratios.
How does a 5-ounce bird carry a 1-pound coconut?
Well, I guess if you tied a string between two of them.
Oh my gosh. Amazing. Oh well. So one other thing.
I have a question.
Oh, okay, you go first.
So, as many of you who actually know me may know,
Oh no.
I am a huge introvert.
Same. I mean, I've gotten better. I got better. Anyways, go on, Tim.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to know. Like, do you have similar problems like I do?
Yes.
Like,
Probably. Maybe. No. I have no idea. Go on, Tim.
let's take this past weekend, for example. On Sunday, I volunteered for the children's ministry to help out a friend. And for the past 2 days after that, I was being super social, really out there, just being really hospitable to everybody.
I didn't know that was possible. Go on.
Welcome to the real world, Nathaniel.
Yes, I hate it. Can I just go home and cry?
Only if you want to.
Anyways, go on, Tim.
So the other day, I had to spend the entire day just doing absolutely nothing, talking to absolutely nobody.
The best.
Being as antisocial as freaking possible. It's just so I could recharge my batteries.
Life goals right there.
So do you have to do something similar to that?
what used to happen is like a long time ago is where I had to after I hung out with people for like 2 hours, I would have to stay home for about 2 days in order to recharge. But now it's gotten to the point where I'm constantly interacting with people, and it only takes me like 2 or 3 hours to actually recharge. It's gotten better, uh, but for the most part, it's like if I can have an entire day to do absolutely nothing except watch YouTube videos or anime, it's like that's the best day of my life right there, is doing absolutely nothing and having no prior obligations. But if I'm talking with people and having fun, as long as it's with my friends, if it's with like random people in public, heck no. That like imagine a battery and you hook okay, this is for you techie people right there. If you hook a battery up with just a wire without it actually going through any circuitry elements, basically the battery will burn up in about 3 seconds and explode. So that's me, but it takes about an hour for me to explode. So if I'm talking with people in public, I just kind of shut down after like 30 minutes of talking with them, and I'm like, I want to go home. I don't want to talk with people. People are idiots. Please, I want to go away. Please help me. So yeah.
So like when you're going to Walmart or something, do you all always go to the electronic checkout so you don't have to talk to people?
Actually, it kind of depends. The thing is with the cashier people, they kind of do everything for you. They kind of scan everything and put it on the wheel. What do you call it? The track. And they're like, here's the total. All I have to do really is swipe my card. They do half the stuff for me. With the electronic stuff, I have to kind of do half the work. So sometimes I go with the people if I'm feeling really lazy and I just want to just get it over with. But if I really don't want to talk with people, then I do the electronic thing. So it's kind of just a preference thing at that point.
Is it like dependent on how many groceries you have?
That's actually more of the store's personal agenda thing, because they say 15 items or less you have to, or sorry, 15 items or less you can do the electronic checkout, but any more than that, then you have to go with a person. And the thing is, I usually only get 15 items or less, so I do have that option to go between the two.
Do you go to Costco?
Nope, because that costs like $100 membership, and I do not buy as much at all, so I go to Winco.
Which, yeah, makes sense.
Yep.
Winco has always been a very good option, especially for single men with no life.
Rude. I have a life. Excuse you. You're the one to talk. Oh.
I do talk.
That's a great shot.
More than you.
Great point. I actually talk a lot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go home, Tim. Oh, well. What are other things that us introverts absolutely hate?
Okay.
People?
I've been working the past 6 months on trying to be a little bit more optimistic when it comes to humanity,
Never gonna happen.
but it's so difficult. It's so difficult.
I lost faith in humanity in like 6th, 5th grade. I don't even remember. It was probably earlier than that. But yeah, I just sort of given up, and it's great. It's absolutely wonderful. You free your mind of all worrisome things because you just expect the worst in people. And then you get surprised.
Well, aren't you the pessimist?
No. I'm an optimist. I'm an optimistic pessimist. The thing is, I hope for the best and expect the worst. So I expect the worst in people so that, like, I think, oh, this person is going to do something really stupid. But when they don't do something stupid, then I'm like, whoa, this is amazing. Humans are actually slightly capable of thinking for themselves. And so then I become optimistic and I'm happy for the rest of the day. So it's good to be slightly pessimistic at certain points.
See, that used to be my philosophy.
Oh, what changed? Humans?
No, humans don't change.
That's true. Go on.
Well, that's not entirely true.
That is very true. No, I mean, like, it is very true that they do change. And it's very true that you are not right.
Anyway.
Go on.
What changed was that I just don't like being a pessimist. It's not a very happy way of looking at things.
That's why you hope for the best and expect the worst. That's the philosophy, is you hope for the best. That's your optimistic way of thinking. But when you expect the worst, then you prepare for the worst, even though you hope for the best. That's the way to live life. So that when you expect people to do stupid things, you hope that they won't. You're like, I really, really, really hope that they won't do something stupid today. But you know what? Just in case, I will prepare for it. And then when they don't, then you're like, thank goodness they actually did something slightly competent, and then you're happy.
The problem with that is hope. There isn't a lot of hope when you're just expecting everything to go wrong.
Then just don't think about it. Stop worrying, Tim. It's all your fault.
I can't stop thinking about it.
That's
anxiety. Another issue. I have to think about it.
That's the difference between us, because I just stopped thinking about it, and I forget. We've talked about this in like podcast 2 or 3. I don't remember, where my memory is just absolutely terrible because Sherlock keeps on kicking it out of my brain. But since I forget about things, then it's just great because I'm always happy and I don't have to worry about those kinds of things. So, yeah.
Boy, ignorance must be bliss, right?
It's great. Okay, ignorance is choosing not to gather more information. That's not really the correct terminology for this. This is more like, I don't have to worry about things that I shouldn't worry about, versus ignorance is where you're choosing not to worry about something on something you should worry about. It's like people are ignorant on climate change or something like that. That's something you probably should worry about and start paying attention to, but people are ignorant of that fact and choose not to worry about it. The difference is that if you're worrying about if somebody's going to do something stupid, in 100 years from now, that's pointless, because 100 years from now, you're going to be dead anyways. So, it's not ignorance, because it's just foolhardy to worry about stuff that's not worrying worthy, I guess. But I know some people have anxiety, and they do worry about those kinds of things. And I can't just tell them to stop, because that's impractical, and nobody, obviously my word isn't going to influence your anxiety. Your anxiety is probably going to be like, nope, I'm going to worry about it even more just because this guy told me not to worry about it. So I'm just saying, I'm really sorry for those people who have anxiety. I have anxiety, but specifically social anxiety, and I have not found a way around it. I'm so sorry.
It's like someone comes up to you and is like, I worry about everything. Literally everything in the world, and you're like,
stop worrying about it.
Oh, just don't do that.
Yeah, that's the stupidest thing you could possibly do to somebody. It's like, if somebody's depressed, you don't say, stop being sad. No, you can't just stop being sad. That's a stupid thing. It's like, okay, here's a great analogy that I heard is like, people go, oh yeah, I'm so happy today. Then people are like, great, good thing you're happy. What are you happy about? That's what you should approach depression about. Is like, hey, I'm sad. Or depression is more like an empty feeling, but people should be like, what are you sad about? Not stop being sad, like they would say stop being happy. Other people are happier than you. You need to stop being happy. That's the same thing with depression. Is like, just ask what's going wrong, not be like, you shouldn't be sad, there's a lot worse people, a lot of people in the world that are worse off. That's a stupid way to go about it. But anyways, this is a what do you call it, PSA, is that the correct thing?
That's a public service announcement.
Yes, this is a public service announcement for those who are ignorant and stupid. Hopefully you're not one of them, audience, who is listening in at this exact moment.
I could make so many jokes about what you just said,
Then
but I'm
make
not.
them. Why not?
Because they could be taken personally. And
Meh, I don't care. Go on, do it. I am iron steel. I think those are the same thing. They aren't the same thing.
They're not the same thing.
I am an iron steel hybrid.
I mean, steel is made from iron, but they're not the same thing.
Isn't that ironic? No, it isn't. Never mind. Go
anyway.
on.
One last thing on this subject.
Oh, no.
Are you familiar with the concept of people watching?
I have no idea what that means, besides the government always watching us. Hello, government. Watching through my webcam. I'm waving right now.
Hey, you guys from the CIA, I hope you're enjoying your pizza. Is that sausage? Not the best choice. But if you like it, that's fine.
We're okay with it. We won't judge. Actually, we are judging. We're always watching you, too. Oh, how the tables have turned. Anyways, people watching. What's people watching?
This is a technique that I learned a long time ago, like back when I was really, really young. Like when I was still developing.
When I was a young boy.
When I was a young warthog. Podcast 2.
All right.
Anyway, basically, you're just a passive observer, seeing how people react in certain situations.
So history majors.
No.
Always doomed to see humanity going down the same track as the past. Anyways, go on, Tim.
That's probably true, but that's not
true.
what I'm talking about.
I know. Go on.
The thing about history majors is that they don't see the people as they are now. People watching, you basically just sit there and you observe how people are moving, how they're reacting to certain stimuli like oh, it's really hot outside. People have decided to put on not pants.
Not pants.
Not pants.
Anything but pants.
Yes.
Or do you mean shorts?
Some people might choose shorts. Some
Or
people might wear skirts. Some people might wear capris or something. I don't know.
That makes sense. So just not pants. We'll go with that.
Just
term.
not pants.
Anything but pants. Go on, Tim. Why are we talking about pants?
Because pants. Pants are hilarious.
Says you. I don't know why they're hilarious. We're just talking about them.
Okay, slight tangent. I don't know about you, but I really don't like wearing pants.
I can't say that. I wear pants all the time.
Like, I will choose to wear shorts. I will wear jean shorts. I will wear pajamas. If I can avoid wearing pants, I will avoid wearing pants.
I really cannot say the same for me. I'm glad you think that way, Tim. Please do not wear pants around me.
Then why do you like pants so much?
They are the socially acceptable version of sweatpants. And sweatpants are comfortable.
Well, then why not just wear sweatpants?
Because it's not socially acceptable in a business setting.
But you just said you don't care about people.
My life has been opened. No, it's because I go hang out with people in public settings like all the time, and they happen to be my friends. And it's like I wear pants that actually won't absorb. You know how like sweatpants, they sometimes absorb hairs, and it's kind of just annoying. They're like static electricity magnets. That's the thing, is like regular pants don't do that, which is one of the reasons why I wear them. And also they look nice in any setting. So
I have a few cats that would disagree with that.
actually, the pants I wear, I make sure that they don't suck up, hairs and stuff like that. They actually are not electricity magnets, thank goodness. So there are some, though, but I'm talking about specifically sweatpants are the ones that are the most static electricity magnetic things. Yeah.
But why not just wear shorts?
Just, I don't know.
Even better, why not wear cargo pants or cargo shorts?
Yes. No, not cargo pants, because those have pockets. It's like, okay, I'm just imagining it's the opposite of any skirt that women wear. Cargo pants are like, let's add every square inch with pockets. I feel bad for women just because of that. It's like, why can't women, why can't it be socially acceptable for pockets to be on skirts and stuff like that? Just for women's sakes, because seriously, it needs to be a thing. Like, somebody needs to get on it and make a whole heck of a bunch of money just by doing that.
My assumption is that the manufacturers are counting on women to carry purses around.
Yeah.
Even though I know some who don't do that. And then there's those jeans that look like they have pockets but don't.
Evil! The evilest of evils. It's fake pockets.
Why have you deceived me? Okay, I think we've got enough down that rabbit hole. Back to people watching.
People watching. I have no idea what you meant by that still.
Okay. Basically, it's observing people as they are and taking in how they react under certain circumstances.
Always watching.
Not in a creepy manner.
I wrote this part in my book. There's this giant cardboard chinchilla, and it's always watching. There's no point to it either. It's just great. Go on, Tim.
I've just found it very interesting to see, like, if you're seeing how people are sitting inside a movie theater, because, you've seen the movie a couple hundred times, and it's completely uninteresting to you now, so you look at the people instead, you see, oh, they don't think that anybody's watching them, so they're doing certain things that they may not do if they knew other people were watching.
Invasion of privacy you're basically talking about.
That is not true.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about.
No, it's not.
People watching is invasion of privacy. I'm an American, and I don't approve of this. America.
I'm trying to explain this, but I'm doing an absolutely terrible
job.
Really,
really badly, yes. So you're basically trying to just pick up minor behaviors that people do while they think that nobody's watching, just as if they you want to see what habits people do in their spare time so that you can figure out how other people think. Is that what you're saying?
Close. Like right now, I've noticed a few nervous twitches from you.
Not nervous twitches. I just always do it. I'm ADD.
Fair point. But it's all about noticing minute details about what people do during certain circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the things that I sometimes do, especially in social settings, without even noticing that I do it, is I will sometimes have to scratch my nose.
Oh, nose.
Yeah. And I find it a very annoying habit, but I can't stop it because it's one of those nervous twitches or something.
Mm.
And I'll notice other kinds of twitches in other people during certain circumstances, and it's very interesting to see like what people do during, like, under pressure or when they're relaxed, how they stand, how they walk.
Mm-hmm.
These are the sorts of things that animators have to do.
Yep.
Because that's how you make good animation.
Speaking of animation, I impulsively bought a 3D printer.
What the heck does that have to do with animation?
I was learning Blender and how to control 3D modeling programs, and one of the tutorials went across animation. So, yeah, that's a thing.
You're learning how to use a blender?
No, Blender is a 3D modeling program, you dunce. Yes, let's learn how to use a Blender so I can make 3D animations.
Press the button.
Nice smoothie. 3D animations. Just get a whirlwind of some sort and call it good.
You put in this resin, you press the
boom.
button, and it's like, you have an ice cream shake.
Bam, you got a gun. Pull out the gun out of the blender. My gosh. Tim,
Will it blend?
Is that a Rhett and Link reference?
Actually, there's a thing on YouTube called Will It Blend?
Ah.
And they did an iPhone once, and it was hilarious to see it got destroyed.
That's a pretty powerful blender.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
It was.
Got to get that blender.
Anyway, 3D modeling and 3D printing.
Yeah, I'm going to make swords. Lots of swords. I'm going to be the sword guru of swords. It's going to be amazing. And then once I get like a forgery and stuff, I'm going to cast those forges. No, I'm going to cast those molds. Yeah, that's the right terminology. I'm going to cast those molds into some kind of metal, and I'll create like metal figurines, metal swords, and I will be the most prepared for the zombie apocalypse than anyone has ever seen.
I beg to differ.
Goals in life.
It's called guns.
That is true, but guns make a loud noise, causing zombies to all accumulate towards you. So if you have a silencer, that would be helpful. But I like hand-to-hand combat and swords because I actually can defend myself, and they never run out of ammo.
Have you tried using a crossbow or a slingshot?
Use the bow. I'm not that good. I am better at sword fighting, specifically dual wielding.
Well, yeah, you practice it, so.
Heck yeah.
Funny enough, I'm better with bow staffs.
Well, we'll need to work together to defeat the zombie horde in the near future.
Well, I'm not going to be using a bow staff against them. I'm going to use a gun.
That's stupid, though. All the zombies will come from miles around.
Not if I have a silencer.
Find him. You go do what you want. I'm going to grab my sword and cut some heads off.
Yeah, the problem with fighting hand-to-hand against a zombie horde is that you're already so close to them that they can swarm you very easily.
That is true, unless you're stupid. No, I mean the other way around. Wait a minute, what? Unless you're not stupid, then you won't allow that to happen. You would get to high ground.
High ground!
And you would defend yourself from there. Or you just go to the second story of a house, destroy the stairs, and replace it with a ladder. Like one of those extendable ladders, so that if zombies ever get down on the first floor, you would just have to take up the ladder and put it out the window and go out the window instead. So, and nobody can get up onto the second floor unless they, have 30-something zombies in your house and stack up on top of each other and create their own set of stairs, which would be kind of weird, honestly. But yeah, that's a thing. Destroy your stairs, children.
Well, considering how well built stairs typically are, you're going to have a little bit of issue with that.
Then I highly recommend taking some action and become a true survivor.
The only other issue I can see with that plan is that you're basically putting yourself into a position where you can camp, but not for long because you'll be out of supplies eventually.
Which is what the ladder is for.
But where are you going with the ladder?
Out the window.
To where? The street?
I don't know. Maybe go to Walmart. I don't know. Make something up, Tim. Be creative.
It's not a flying carpet. It's a flying ladder.
You know
I can show you the world.
Okay, I've seen a couple of hoverboards. One of them. Okay, so my goal in life is to be able to get a hoverboard that's electric powered. Maybe actually, I've seen one where it's a quadricopter that you can stand on, so it can hold a human weight. So I'm. In the near future, I do want to get one of those just so I don't have to ride around in a car. But also, I can invent my own electrical generators to recharge the quadricopter hoverboard, and I'll be able to go get supplies from wherever I need. Problem is, it wouldn't be able to hold much weight, so it'd have to be kind of powerful. Yeah. Get yourself a hoverboard to survive the zombie apocalypse.
You know what the problem with that is?
No.
The batteries that you're going to need are going to be very heavy.
Yep.
Which means that you're going to need a more powerful fan, which means that more powerful fan will draw more power, which means you need more batteries.
Which is why you need to invent your own electrical generator. I was doing some more stuff, some more research. One of these things, it's called a QEG, a quantum energy generator, which basically takes energy from your environment and it creates free energy. Now, the thing is, people are like, no, it's impossible. Nobody's ever created it. Wrong. People have created it, specifically this one 13-year-old kid, and he did it in his basement. So it's super easy to create with like $40 worth of materials. What happens is you take a resonating oscillator that absorbs heat energy, and that resonation actually translates into he does something with a solenoid and a couple of other things, and it translates into electrical energy. So you take heat energy and turn it into electricity. It is completely possible. I just need to do a few blueprint readings and stuff.
You're going to have to send me this because this sounds like a what are they called? Those kinds of machines that once you get them started, they'll never stop because they make their own energy.
Perpetual motion machines.
Perpetual motion machines.
Yeah, that's a quantum energy generator. It's both the same thing, really.
You will have to send me that because from what I have read, a perpetual motion machine is literally impossible.
It's not impossible. The thing is, a perpetual motion machine, in its actuality, it will keep on moving without transfer of energy. As in, like, it won't stop moving and it won't gather energy either. That is impossible. That is true. But a quantum energy generator, what that does is it's a perpetual motion machine because it is taking in extra energy. The thing is, that energy comes from the surrounding environment. It is coming from literally thin air, which is why it's technically a perpetual motion machine, because it's not taking energy from an external power source besides the air that it's in. So a perpetual motion machine, a perfect one, would be in a vacuum. A quantum energy generator, on the other hand, is in regular air.
Why not just get a fusion reactor?
I know, right? But it's too expensive. I have limited resources, Tim. I'm a broke college student, so I can't own a fission reactor or a fusion reactor. Too expensive.
Fusion for the win.
Yep. Until they actually get it working. I mean, they have it working, but it's like not efficient enough to actually power the entire United States.
I wish.
I know,
wish so
right?
much. I want Mr. Fusion.
Problem is that if they actually do create that, somebody's going to find a way to make it, worthwhile and have everyone have money. So in no way in the near future will we ever stop paying for electricity. Unfortunately, it might get cheaper, but we're always going to pay for it, which is kind of stupid. I did hear about these other things. They're fission reactors, but the ones in nuclear power plants, but they are dug about 40 yards below your home, and they're used with instead of heating up water and generating steam, it heats up salt into a liquid. And it's actually way more fuel efficient, and it's much smaller than seriously, it fits underneath your house. It's like maybe 3 times bigger than a normal gas generator. This other kid created it. Yeah, geniuses all over the world. I know, right? And they are planning on selling it in a couple years.
Okay, let me get this straight. some kid in their backyard built a.
No, not in their backyard. Created blueprints for it.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Where the heck did they get the plutonium?
No. Definitely not. No.
The heck did you get? I'm sure you can find plutonium in every corner drugstore in 1985, but here in 1955, it's a little hard to come by.
The kid did a lot of research and built blueprints and actually got patents for it. So the thing is that it is not a real thing because plutonium requires an extensive amount of what do you call it? And I thought it was uranium. Plutonium is something completely different. That's the
Plutonium
byproduct.
and uranium can both be used because they give off the same amount of energy. It's all about tearing the thing apart.
I'm pretty sure plutonium is the byproduct of the uranium fission reaction.
It's technically uranium, but that's not what matters. Right now, I want to know about liquid salt. I mean, are you serious? Liquid salt.
Yeah, you heat up salt until it becomes a liquid.
That's a lot of salt.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking like a big freaking rock of salt and you're just melting it? Or
Yeah.
are you talking like little granules?
Yeah.
Okay, are you creating a river of salt and just sending that into a...
Yeah. How it works is you take salt, use the fission reaction of the uranium, and it heats up the salt to create a liquid. I forgot how you get energy from that, but somehow you do.
It works off the steam... It probably works off the same steam engine that's been going on for the past hundreds of years.
I can do research on this later, Tim. I kind of just I didn't make it up. I'm just saying. I'm just saying I didn't do all the research. I can do a little bit of. 1 second. Salt, uranium reactor. Here we go.
As you can tell, we totally know what we're doing.
Molten salt reactors. World Nuclear Association. Here we go. They use thorium as a fuel.
Okay.
Let's see.
So it's a thorium reactor.
Molten fluoride salts, not iodized salts. Like
the salt you'd see in your kitchen.
exactly, it's completely different, and it uses it as a coolant. And let's see. The concept is new. It uses a source of plutonium-239. Apparently, that works. Or they either use thorium or uranium. Salts concerned, blah, 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 blah. They heat up a heck a ton at a very high pressure as well. I'm not going to go through the rest of this. I'm just saying it's a thing. It exists.
That is something I'm going to have to look into. That sounds very interesting.
Yes, it is. We were going to talk about something else, though, because this is kind of getting stale.
Yes, I wanted to talk about something that really just made me very sad.
Oh, no. What?
So last Christmas, I received this really, really nice Bluetooth keyboard. Unfortunately, it is now broken.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
I have.
Have you tried forcing an unexpected reboot?
I have.
Have you tried replacing the parts to make it work again?
The problem is it doesn't open.
What? What the manufacturer thinking?
That was my question.
The frick? Give me it.
There you go.
Show me the money. I am twisting it around. It is almost all metal. Wait. There's a seam between the metal and the plastic, and there's no screws. What the frick?
How it is broken is that whenever I try to plug it in, it does not charge.
That's unfortunate. This thing's stupid. They didn't put any screws on it. It's all just one big mesh. And I mean, yeah, you could take it apart, but you'd have to get like a crowbar. The frick? Why? Engineers, please explain yourselves.
It's a very beautiful keyboard that worked very well when it was actually alive.
I'm trying to turn it off and on again right now. It's not working.
As I said, it doesn't work.
her. Well, that's unfortunate.
It made me very sad because now when I plug in my computer to my TV, I have to go up to my computer. I don't have a remote anymore.
Just get a wired computer or keyboard at least.
Do you have a wired keyboard that has
in my backpack?
Does it have a cord that reaches all the way from there to here?
Yep.
Just for context, that the distance from my TV to my desk is about 2 meters, but since you don't work in meters, I'd say it's about what?
I work in meters.
Not you, the audience.
Ah,
We're talking to Americans,
America doesn't use any metric system known to man.
which is really stupid because metric system is awesome.
Yes, it is. Please use the metric system, everyone. You'll be much happier in life.
Guess what the American system is based on?
Kilograms. No.
Kilograms and meters and Newton pounds. Not Newton pounds. Crap.
That's the metric system.
Yes,
You just said the American system
is based off that.
is based off of pounds, not kilograms. I said kilograms to throw you off.
What?
Never mind.
Anyway, the distance between my TV and my desk is sizable. So that's why I got a Bluetooth keyboard, because I didn't want to have a cord running all the way from there to here.
Well, that sounds like a personal problem, Tim. Maybe it's just your personality.
Plus, having something like this makes it infinitely more portable.
Meh. You're the one to talk. Mine's like literally like a tenth of a size bigger than that.
Yeah, but you also have a freaking huge computer.
That's very true. Oh, well, we would probably need a team to get that all together. Anyways, we were going to talk about teams, though, right?
Yes, we need to talk about this. So, for anybody who we came in contact with, or if you're following the Facebook page, we came up with a very interesting idea. We want to build a Team RWBY thing where me and Nathaniel are part of a team. So we have a T and an N. But now we need 2 other people. Nathaniel, who did you choose?
So, here's kind of the backstory behind everything is that I sort of forgot about this. Okay. So,
Of course you did.
Oh, we have to give Micah a notable mention. So our friend Micah, he right as he heard about this, he gave us this entire character description of all of these different things for this one person. Apparently, it's like this ninja swordsman person, but she has like a scroll of metal that she uses as like portable scrollable blade saws, and it's pretty epic. But then we were like, hey, we were actually thinking about getting actual people on our team versus a made up character, and he was like, oh, sad day. And I felt really bad for him, so we're giving him a notable mention. I would definitely have that person as a person on our team, because like the scrolls, they scroll out very far, and basically being able to wield them around like ribbons, but having them cut things, I don't know, it's like a close and long range weapon, and it's pretty awesome. But as for the for real people on my team, I was hanging out with a couple of friends last night, and we each have our own ideas for the best cosplays. One of my friends, her name is Lydia. She she's like called the Artisan, and she basically can. I'd imagine she'd be able to have them come to life. It's kind of like Sai in Naruto.
Which, funny enough, Micah's character reminded me of 1010.
Exactly. It's very similar. But I think the person that I really decided on is for actual traits that would be good on a RWBY team would be my friend Isaiah. He is a literal pirate. If you've ever seen him, he's an author. He wrote this book called Of Pirates and Werewolves, and he has his own costume with his own swords. He looks like a legitimate pirate that has his own tiny ship. And actually, in this book, he actually pirates a tiny ship. It's called a dinghy, I think. So yeah, he would be on my team because he actually knows swordplay. I fought against him. He's actually pretty good at swordplay. So yeah. He'd be my pirate friend. Anyways, so Tim, who's your character or who's your friend or person that you wanted on your team?
So I posted in the Facebook page and texted a bunch of people, and I got quite a few replies.
Oh boy!
But of all the replies I got, it was my dad.
Oh boy!
My dad who really got through, because while a lot of people have really good ideas for weapons and semblances, what really distinguished, for me specifically, what really distinguished people was actual combat experience.
Mm-hmm.
And according to my dad, brown belt in Taekwondo, some sword training, some staff training, some archery, some gun, expert in creative writing and sarcasm, the pen is mightier than the sword.
Speaking of which, one of my friends, Alita. She is basically, I think she's near a black belt now. I don't know. She knows a ton of Taekwondo and stuff. I think it's Taekwondo. I don't remember. But she also knows how to shoot and do all those kinds of things. She would probably be definitely either my first or second pick. But I don't know. Isaiah was the first person who came to mind because he's a pirate.
So the 4 letters we have are T, I, P, and N.
Tippin. Tippin. No.
Team Tippin.
I don't like that. Let's rearrange the letters. I'm going to type them out. So
I already did.
N-I-T-P.
It's at the bottom of the list.
There would be, I know, T-N-I-P. 1 second. There would be P-I-N-T. Pint.
We'll be Team Pint. Yes.
Can't we settle this over a pint? No. Okay, then. Come on. That should be ours. And then basically, like, half the time we'd be fighting, the other half would be drinking. Like pirates. Just that'd be perfect.
Very ironic since we have a pirate on our team.
Yep. Exactly. We are Team Pint. We are not pint-sized. We're
just Team Pint.
Team Pint. And that every single combat we go to, we'll try to do a diplomacy check. Can't we settle this over a pint? Roll 20, roll 20. No, 15. Then they agree to settle over a pint, and we avoid combat. Yeah, it's perfect.
And then we poison them because we're evil.
Yes, like Princess Bride.
Yep.
Poison both cups, and one gains an immunity for some reason.
Well, he had been training himself to resist iocine powder.
Specifically iocane powder, which makes no sense whatsoever, but oh well, it's a movie and it's great.
Well, it's like vaccinating yourself.
Yeah, but specifically iocane powder versus every single other kind of poison that guy could have poisoned him with.
Maybe he's vaccinated against other stuff as well.
Hopefully so. That would make it slightly more realistic. But other than that, Team Pint for the win. Oh yeah, quick thing is that while we were discussing cosplay ideas and stuff like that, so I am a founding member of a guild, like a legitimate guild, and we each have our guild master names. I am the wizard, like the wizard is installing your software kind of wizard. And basically my idea was that I would be a post-apocalyptic Gandalf with a trench coat, a staff, and a broadsword. And basically I would wield lightning and earth powers.
So also, you're an earthbender?
And I would have, just like in Kung Fury, I would have a Nintendo Power Glove hack time. But not, in reality, it would probably be more like a golden gauntlet of some sorts. But I think it's just super insanely epic to be a post-apocalyptic wizard.
So what, Thanos' gauntlet?
No, not really. Just more of an energy gauntlet, because in my book, one of my books that I'm writing, it's a gauntlet of force. Basically, it controls any movement or anything that has energy. So that's how I can control earth and lightning, is through that gauntlet. It's kind of like the energy flows through it.
Except you're not controlling energy. In that case, you're controlling mass.
No, it's the... Okay, if you're controlling mass, that means you can literally alter the protons and neutrons and electrons to change their polarity or something like that, or alter the what do you call it?
We got to change the polarity.
No, also, what do you call it? The quarks. You alter the quarks in order to actually legitimately change the matter. That is altering matter. I am altering the movement of matter. That's different.
So you're controlling vectors.
Yes. But that's a stupid math way to put it. Nobody's math nerds here except for me, and I don't approve of that math speak because we're out of school.
So why not just call it the vector gauntlet?
No, the gauntlet of force. I control the force. I am one with the force. The force is with me.
Well, while you were doing that, I was busy making a cosplay for the Treasure Valley Comic Con, which is coming up on July 7th, that weekend.
Ooh.
And I'm going with a few friends, trying to convince a few others to come with us, including you, Nathaniel.
I think I might go. I'm just not sure what I would cosplay as. I have a number of them lined up.
Well, I'm going as Ren, and one of my friends is going as Nora. We're trying to convince 2 other people to go as Penny and John. And I might be able to convince one other person.
If I did a RWBY cosplay, there's no doubt about it. I would definitely be Crow.
You'd be Crow.
The thing is that it's so much fun acting drunk all the time.
Acting? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, right? I should actually be drunk, but I'm not old enough. I'm close. But anyways.
I'm the only one here old enough.
I can even talk like him. Hey, kiddo.
Uncle Crow, did you miss me?
No. Of course I did, kiddo. Now I need a drink. Like usual.
Do it.
But yeah, the one weapon I wanted to create was Crow's scythe, gigantic sword shotgun thing. But the thing is that I can't convince myself to not create a real version of it. You know, if I create like a foam version, it doesn't hold up. It doesn't embellish what it's supposed to be. You know, like, yes, you can create a sword scythe thing, but then it'll awkwardly fold in some ways, and it'll just kind of look okay. You have to have a button and press it, and it'll turn into a scythe, and then you can press a button and turn into a shotgun, and you can actually shoot shotgun bullets, and actually is sharp, and you can cut things with it. That's what you need to create. You need to go all out when you're creating a Crow scythe cosplay.
Think of it this way. Your foam creation is like a prototype.
Exactly.
By which you will build everything else. You will have all your measurements. Everything will be done. And you can use that in the temporary.
But then it won't have the technology.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a good temporary solution. It's like duct tape.
But no, you got to go all out, Tim, and not waste money on stupid prototypes that don't work, like actual shotguns and swords and stuff. Meh.
So you would want to jump right into the final project and not actually think about what you could do before then?
You are completely correct. He's just nodding.
See, the problem is that you don't think beforehand. I do.
Actually, that is completely false. I've had plenty of practice on other different types of swords that I've made with foam or with wood. So the thing is that for me, those were my prototypes because I've worked with those same type of materials. Why create an entire sword and then perfectly recreated it using a different type of material? Because the thing is, then it wouldn't be a perfect recreation. It would just be a completely different sword in the first place, and you'd be spending all that time and effort on one sword for basically nothing when you're creating a second sword. It would take, let's just say 100 hours to make one sword. Then you're like, oh, wait, that's not even the real sword. I'm not even going to use this. It's just a complete waste of time. So just go for all in one. Just make it.
Because you can sell it to somebody who isn't as meticulous as you.
But why sell it? Why not rent it out? And
that too.
Yeah. But I want the real sword. That turns into a shotgun. That turns into a scythe. That's a gigantic sword in the first place.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, baby steps.
No. I've already done those. I'm off my training wheels. These ain't no hockey pads. I'm not wearing hockey pads. They're better and stronger because I'm Batman.
Is it helicopters?
Is it a helicopter? Yes, it's a helicopter. How do you know? Speaking of Batman, that's probably going to be my second or third project once I get my 3D printer.
Actually, now that you have a 3D printer, you can build the modular armor.
Mm-hmm. That's the plan.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to create a Batman costume. The problem is if I make it out of foam, it doesn't do it justice. You've got to make it like out of resin or out of an actual type of plating of armor that's, thin and durable. So I couldn't see any other way around it besides getting a 3D printer. And plus it's Batman. It's like that's the one superhero character that people look at and go, "Oh my gosh, that's Batman." Everyone knows who Batman is. If you cosplay as any other character, then if you cosplay as Superman, it's like, oh, there's that guy in tights, Or if you cosplay as any other thing, people might not even recognize it. Like from half the animes that I watch, if I cosplayed as them, they won't understand who it is. Even from Marvel characters, if you cosplay as them, yes, they would be pretty cool, but they wouldn't be Batman cool, Because Batman has an entire suit of armor, and he has gadgets that actually work, and you don't need to be a superhero in order to be him. That's the coolest part. Yes, you need to be rich, but you don't need to be a superhero. Sort of.
You know who else fits that description?
Your face. Actually, no, it doesn't. Go on.
I was going to say, I'm rich? Okay, that's cool.
I know. Iron Man?
Iron Man.
But that's the thing is that requires a whole bunch more electronics. Batman just requires a 3D printer. Versus Iron Man requires a 3D printer plus a whole bunch of technology in order to get the mask to move. Also, it doesn't have actually working laser beams from his hands. Batman, though, I've actually seen a number of videos where they've created his gun, the grappling gun. They created a number of his gadgets just from simple parts as well. It's all really simple stuff. People are like, Batman has amazing gadgets and it's impossible to create them. No, 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 no. You can literally buy a couple of Arduino parts. It would cost you $40 for one gadget. Legitimately $40. Of course, you need to alter those. If you wanted to make them really professional looking, you would have to actually work in a workshop. But that's the thing, is if you go to a college or something like that, they sometimes have a free workshop that you can use as long as you go through a training course and stuff. So anyone can be Batman. They just have to be super rich and also, go to prison and learn from Ra's al Ghul on how to train. But other than that, you can be Batman. I'm going to be Batman.
He didn't go to a prison. It was a monastery.
No. That was before that. He got thrown in prison.
Okay.
Have you seen Batman Begins?
Yes.
Prison.
He didn't go to prison to learn from
prison.
Ra's al Ghul. He went to the monastery to learn from Ra's al Ghul.
No, that's what I'm saying. He went to prison, and then Ra's al Ghul found him there. Then he went to the monastery and learned from him.
But he didn't learn from Ra's al Ghul in the prison.
Yeah, I know. I never said that.
Yes, you did.
No, I did not mean that. I just said that he went to prison, and then he found Ra's al Ghul there, and then he went to the monastery and learned from him.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you didn't say.
What I meant, I think what I said was that he went to prison, then he found Ra's al Ghul, then he trained from him. That's what I said.
There you go.
And
that's better.
Yeah. Gosh, Tim.
Gosh, Nathaniel.
Gosh, dang it, Tim. Freaking mini golf.
Golf is a 4-letter word.
Quick story about that. I was at Wahoo's the other day, and the thing is that I was with a group of friends, and none of them had really played golf before. Maybe like one person had played golf, and we were doing mini golf, and they're all getting better scores than me. And I had done golf for like 3 or 4 years. I kept on missing. I'm like, freaking mini golf. And my friend Lydia, she did a Snapchat story of it. I hit the ball like right next to the hole, and I was like, freaking mini golf. The second one, I was like, I'm gonna get a hole in one. Completely missed the hole. Freaking mini golf. And then we went to the final, like this tiki head kind of a thing, and you had to get it perfectly up this ramp. And what happened is the first time I did that, like it was the very last hole in the thing, I hit it and it went up the ramp and went back down the ramp. I'm like, freaking mini golf. And then the last time I did it, I hit it slightly hard enough to get it up the ramp. It got onto the ramp, bounced off the ramp, and then went into the wrong hole. Freaking mini golf. And I just said, I'm done, because gosh, it's just so cheap. Freaking mini golf.
That's gonna be your thing for a while now.
Freaking mini golf. Yeah. It has been the thing. I hate mini golf. I mean, I love it. It's fun to hang out with friends, but freaking mini golf. Just play any other sport. You'd be happier with your life.
I would beg to differ.
That's true. Any other sport would probably suck the soul out of you, but freaking mini golf.
Have you heard of this sport called rugby?
Ugh.
That won't,
Painful.
That won't suck your soul out, but it will break your bones.
Yeah. I don't know. Other sports are super competitive and teamwork based. Ew. I like individual sports, which is why I like golf. But freaking mini golf, it doesn't even count if you're good or not. It just counts if you get lucky in 90% of it. I'm exaggerating, obviously. Some people are actually pretty good at mini golf. But I'm not good at mini golf, and I feel terrible about myself, so I'm just ranting. Don't judge.
Well, if you're more interested in single-person sports, then why not just go like cross-country or something?
Ew.
Well, you don't like running?
Ew, no. Tim, why would you suggest something like that?
Because it's a single-person sport, and it's based solely on skill.
Ew. But that's running. That involves effort. I want to play a single-player sport that doesn't require effort.
So what, sitting around the house doing nothing?
No, tennis and golf.
Are you kidding me? Tennis requires a lot of effort.
Yeah, but that's individual effort, and you don't have to run everywhere. It's just kind of quick dashes left and right versus running forward. It's way different.
Okay, then what about basketball?
Ew. That's teamwork. Ew. No, that requires a lot of running, too. Why is that an individual sport? No.
Because you have to be good as an individual in order to work as a team. So
is every other sport known to man. I don't like working on teams because that involves working with people, and we all just talked about this at the very beginning of the freaking podcast, Tim.
That's what it comes down to, doesn't it?
Yep. Ew. Just make sure you guys take some action.
Well, I think that's going to do it for us today, guys.
Sounds good. This kind of went a bit long, but that's okay because you guys like listening in, I hope. Maybe.
We'd hope.
We shall see you guys later. Goodbye.
Like, comment, subscribe. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.